This story is about the foster carer who stole my baby. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry, I got my baby back, it's fine. To summarise, a foster carer, she barricaded herself in her bedroom with my baby, but I managed to get her back within an hour. So it's okay. But this is how stupid I am. So I'm currently looking into cases where social workers have been fired. And I'm kind of looking at some of these cases and I think my social worker should have been fired. I didn't know, this is how stupid I am, I didn't know any of this until now. I might cry, but it's okay. I think I'm traumatised. So after the foster carer stole my baby, I stopped living with her immediately, right? I moved in with someone else temporarily and then me and my daughter got our own place. Now, when I had my baby, I was still in education. I was still signed up to college. I was still going to college while I was pregnant and when I first had my daughter. And for the first 6 months of having my baby, I was on universal credit. But back then, what was it called before universal credit? It was called something else. I can't even remember. Income support. I was on income support. Can't remember the amount. I think it was like, I don't even know. I'm not even going to pretend to give a number. I don't know. When I started getting income support, so when I was in foster care, I would get like £20 a week allowance. When I started getting income support, my foster care allowance stopped. Fine. So when I stopped living with the foster carer who stole my baby, obviously I made complaints about it. Never got properly investigated, right? And I've always been aware of that. Like even the social worker didn't even record the baby stealing incident properly. Like I've seen my foster care records. But anyway, when I stopped living with the foster carer and went to like the temporary place, the foster carer used to ring me and like beg for me to come back and live with her. After she stole my baby. She used to ring me and say, like, please come back. And then at one point she tried to bribe me and she said, if you come back, I'll give you the foster care allowance and I'll let you keep your income support. So she was basically saying, if you come back, I'll give you £20 a week. And I was like, no, because I didn't think £20 a week was worth stealing my baby. Maybe £30, but not 20. Anyway, so I told my social worker this, like, I was like, she keeps harassing me. Like, I blocked her number and then she started messaging me on Facebook. And then when I blocked her on Facebook, she emailed me, this is the foster carer. So I told my social worker, like, she won't leave me alone. But, like, to this day, I don't think the social worker told anyone that was happening. And reading this case, like, there was a social worker that literally got fired for basically being in a similar situation. Like, where a foster child has left a foster carer, made complaints about them, and the foster carer's like still contacting them. They're not allowed to do that. And I kind of like knew that, but you know when you like know it's not right, but you don't think it's like illegal? Like you don't understand the seriousness. And now I'm kind of like, why didn't my social worker tell anyone? Because this woman like was actually like trying to fucking bribe me to come back. And I know it's such a big, but also like the reason why I didn't like to kick a fuss was that like make such complaints about it was I was finally out of foster care and I just wanted to get rid of social services. So I didn't like fighting, like the way I complain like about social services now. I never wanted to do that back then because I just wanted them gone. But now I'm like, I kind of wish I'd like made like a formal complaint, but also why didn't my social worker tell anyone? I think she should have. Her name was Gloria. Gloria, why didn't you tell anyone? This woman was still allowed to be a foster carer afterwards. She's not a foster carer. Well, I don't know. I say she's not a foster carer anymore. I know she quit being a foster carer and like moved to Durham. But she might be a foster carer again. I don't know though. She'd be like 70 something. No, she'd probably be 80. I think she was like, oh shit, she could be dead. Anyway, I hope so. But why didn't Gloria tell anyone? She was trying to bribe me. She knew I was vulnerable. She knew I needed money. Anyway, there's nothing I can do about it now. But just reading why this social worker got fired, I'm kind of like, my social worker didn't do anything to get what's her fake name? Sandra. Nearly said her real name. My social worker didn't do anything to get Sandra to stop messaging me, and Sandra stole my baby. Sandra!